In a small town near Dallas, Texas, there lived a man named Mr. Raymond Carter. He ran a sweet shop on the corner of Maple Street, famous for its delicious fudge, caramel apples, and homemade donuts. People in the town often stopped by on their way home, especially children who loved his colorful candy jars. Raymond's shop could have been the pride of the community, but there was one problem: he was greedy. Instead of thinking about quality or fairness, he always thought about how to make more money. One afternoon, a mother and her young son entered the shop. "Good evening, Mr. Carter," the woman said politely. "Could you give me a pound of your chocolate fudge, please?" "Of course," Raymond replied with a wide grin. He placed the fudge on the scale, but quietly lifted one side of the scale with his finger so it looked heavier than it actually was. "There you go, a pound of fudge," he said cheerfully, though he had given her only 3/4 of a pound. The woman paid without realizing, but her little boy noticed. He whispered, "Mama, I think the scale moved." Raymond quickly coughed to cover up and said, "Children imagine all sorts of things, don't they?" The mother smiled politely and left, but her son kept staring back at the sweet seller suspiciously. As days passed, Raymond's greed grew. He began mixing cheap sugar into his sweets to make them last longer. His caramel apples no longer had the rich flavor they once did, and his donuts became oily and tasteless. But whenever customers complained, he would smile and say, "It's just a bad batch. Come again tomorrow." He thought to himself, "Why should I waste money on quality when people will buy it anyway?" Next door to Raymond's shop was a bakery run by Mrs. Eleanor Green, a kind-hearted widow. She baked fresh bread, pies, and cakes every morning. Unlike Raymond, she never cheated her customers. She often gave extra cookies to children for free and sometimes donated bread to the poor. Her business grew steadily because people trusted her. This made Raymond jealous. One night, as he closed his shop, he muttered, "Everyone praises Eleanor. But what about me? Don't they see how hard I work? Well, if I cut my prices even more, people will come to me instead of her." And so, the greedy sweet seller began selling his low-quality sweets at very cheap rates. At first, many customers rushed to his shop. Raymond felt victorious. Soon, the town announced the annual Thanksgiving Fair, where local businesses could set up stalls. It was the biggest event of the year, attracting people from nearby towns. Mr. Carter rubbed his hands together and said, "This is my chance to make a fortune." He decided to prepare a huge batch of his cheapest sweets, fudge made with poor-quality sugar, caramel apples coated with thin syrup, and donuts fried in old oil. He didn't care about taste or health, he only wanted profit. On the morning of the fair, Raymond's stall was decorated with bright ribbons. Children were excited to see so many sweets piled up. Parents handed over money eagerly, buying large bags of candy. Raymond laughed secretly. "All this profit, and I barely spent anything on ingredients." At first, everything seemed fine. But within an hour, some children started complaining of stomach aches. "Mom, my tummy hurts," cried one little girl after eating his fudge. "My throat burns," said another boy after biting into the caramel apple. Soon, several parents realized the sweets were making their children sick. Angry voices filled the fair. "It's Raymond's sweets," someone shouted. "He cheated us with bad quality," another yelled. Mr. Carter's face turned pale. People started throwing his sweets on the ground. Parents dragged their children away from his stall, warning others not to buy anything. Meanwhile, Mrs. Green's bakery stall was surrounded by happy customers enjoying her fresh pies and cakes. By evening, the fair organizers approached Raymond. "Mr. Carter, we've received too many complaints. You are banned from selling at the fair again. If you continue this way, your shop will be reported to the health department." Raymond tried to protest, No, it's just a misunderstanding." But no one believed him anymore. His reputation was ruined. Over the next few weeks, Raymond's shop grew quieter. Parents warned their children not to buy from him. Old customers went to Mrs. Green's bakery instead. Even those who forgave him once never returned after being cheated again. Raymond sat alone in his empty shop, staring at jars of unsold sweets. His greed had turned his once busy store into a place of dust and silence. One evening, little Henry, the boy who had noticed the moving scale weeks earlier, passed by with his mother. Seeing Raymond sitting sadly, Henry stopped. "Mom," he said softly, "can't Mr. Carter make good sweets again if he tries?" The mother looked at Raymond with pity. "Yes, Henry, but only if he learns to be honest." Her words struck Raymond's heart like an arrow. That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept hearing the voices of children crying from the fair, and the disappointed faces of parents haunted him. He realized, my greed has destroyed everything. I lost money, respect, and trust. What is wealth without honor? The next morning, Raymond made a decision. He threw away all the cheap sugar and old oil. He spent his savings on good quality ingredients. For the first time in years, he prepared sweets with genuine care, rich fudge, crisp caramel apples, and fluffy donuts. He also wrote a sign outside his shop. "From today, honesty and quality first. Free donuts for children." At first, people hesitated to enter. But when a few brave children tried his free donuts, their smiles returned. Slowly, parents gave him another chance. Mrs. Green herself visited and said kindly, "Raymond, it's never too late to change. Keep this honesty, and customers will forgive you." Tears filled Raymond's eyes. "Thank you, Eleanor. I have learned my lesson." In time, Raymond's shop regained life, not as fast as before, but with steady trust. He realized that a single coin earned honestly was worth more than 100 earned through deceit. He often told children who visited, "Greed may fill your pockets, but it empties your heart. Honesty is the sweetest ingredient of all. When you cheat others, you cheat yourself first." And so, the story of the greedy sweet seller spread across Dallas, reminding everyone that greed never brings true success, only honesty does.